How do I get out of the friend zone? A definitive pussy magnet's guide to never being in the friend zone again. Step 1. Don't get into the friend zone. This probably goes without saying, but a lot of guys I know get themselves into that shit time after time and never learn from their mistakes. If you've been in the friend zone more than like 2 girls, then you done fucked up, okay? It's not them, it's you. The easiest way to avoid the friend zone is to establish whether or not you'll ever want to be romantically or sexually involved with a girl when you meet them, and then treat them accordingly. If I don't ever want to date the girl I meet, then I just treat her like any other friend and that's it. If I potentially want to hook up with a girl I meet, I won't treat her like a friend and hang out with her all the time without making a move and offer to braid her hair and then go on the internet the next day complaining about why I'm in the friend zone. The point I'm making is this: if you want to hook up with a girl, then actually treat her that way by playfully touching her, flirting, teasing, making moves on her, and so on. You treat girls you don't like differently than girls you do, right? It's always super important to make sure that you set the tone for how your relationships and interactions with a girl are going from the very start. Not doing this is why guys get friend-zoned, because they act too nice and don't set the flirtatious sexual tone, and it results in the girl never really seeing you in a romantic way, when she otherwise could have been open to it, aka you just fucked up. In short, if you want to hook up with a girl, go on dates with her, make a move on her, flirt, etc. from the start. Don't wait 6 months without making a move and say, "Hey, I liked you this whole time, want to have sex?" Like, what? I mean, what the fuck? Let's make this clear, though. You don't need to have sex with every girl you meet. I mean, even I don't do that. And seeing as I'm actually supposed to pick up my grandmother from her bingo tournament later tonight, I think it's safe to say that there's going to be quite a few girls there that I really don't need to have sex with. It's okay to just be friends with girls, you horny bastards, unless you're this guy. Honestly, though, this is something important you should always keep in mind. Don't assume you have to start something romantic with every girl you talk to. It sounds obvious, but actually, a lot of guys just look at every hot girl in the same way, and it really clouds their judgment. When you take a step back and you're like, wait, do I even want to date this girl? You might be surprised at the answer. Now, I also have some advice tips for you guys on how to keep a girl interested in you for a long time, without having to make a real move on her, just in case you want to friend zone her, but while still keeping her as an option for later. But I'll have to include that in part 2, so stay tuned for that. Now, if you're already in the friend zone, it's usually impossible to get out, but sometimes it can happen if you use step 2, which is you have to drastically change the way she thinks about you. If you don't know what drastically means, look it up because that's the key phrase here. If this girl already wrote you off as a friend and not a potential sexy time partner, then you basically have to create a drastic change in yourself in order to allow her mind to recategorize you and take you out of that just a friend column. Start treating her differently, giving her less attention, dressing better, being flirtatious with her. You get the idea. This typically works best after you take a break from seeing or talking to the girl. Especially, you want to go from being this guy to this guy. Other ways you can become like that perfect specimen of a man, no homo, are date another hot girl to show the first girl that you actually can get other hot girls, which will give her the impression that maybe you're worth dating and she's just missing out on something about you. You could also get a really cool job, get shredded, become captain of the football team, or throw a badass Project X-style party. Disclaimer, I take no responsibility for any damage, property arrests, or deaths that happen as the result of you following this advice. You know, stuff like that. Pretty much do something significantly different that'll make her look at you differently and allow her mind to recategorize you, like I said. Because most people, what happens is you meet and after 1, 2 at the most interactions, they've already categorized you as either a friend or a potential boyfriend or a potential sugar daddy or a loser or whatever. They have filed you under a specific heading, and it's very hard to get them to change you into a different group later on. That's why you need to make a big change. Now, a disclaimer here. You shouldn't go try out for the football team to impress a girl if you hate football. All I'm saying is, get noticed for something you like doing. Never, under any circumstances, do shit you hate, just to impress a girl. It actually makes her think less of you, and it decreases your own confidence because basically you let her walk all over you. And that's it. Now you know how to get out of the friend zone, so make sure to subscribe, share this with your nerdy friends, and leave a like, okay? I'm just kidding, guys. We've all been in the friend zone at some time. But the point is, you can get out of it. Now, if you play your cards right, you'll never even have to get into it in the first place. If you want more advice or a part 2, then you better let me know in the comments. I read and respond to all comments, so do it. If you want more dating advice and comedy, hit that subscribe button for new videos every week.